Coming off a winning day, and we got a full 15 game slate. Let's talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we have a lot of MLB to talk about today and a new research segment. So stay tuned for that. 2-1 profitable day thanks to Garrett Crochet. We'll talk about that in a bit. That was just an absolute miracle. But we will go over that recap. Again, a research segment. We're going to talk some bullpens today. But quick reminder, NBA Best Bets video is out now for the Friday slate on a nice little 5-2 run finally in the NBA right now. But Outlier, any graphics you see, are from that awesome app called Outlier, the best betting research tool on the market today. Click the link below in the description. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it with an MLB fun fact. Here we go. Did you know the Reds have the longest active World Series winning streak at 9 games? Bet you didn't know that. They won the last game of the series in 75, swept in 76, and swept in 1990. And here's a bonus. This is going to blow your mind. The Mariners have never lost a World Series game. All right, anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups, and then we're going to head out to the pen. That's right. We're going to be looking at the best and the worst bullpens so far this season. We like to do this every few weeks. This will be the first time we've done it this year. I probably need a name for this segment. Maybe we had one last year and I forgot. So if you have one, leave a comment below. But, of course, we'll go over the full 15-game pitcher report, give you any best bets we have, and then finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 40,000 subscribers. Let's get this baseball journey started, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. A 2-1 day with the 2 wins being pretty much the same bet. But Angels' first 5-inning money line, Tyler Anderson came out terrible. They were down 3-0 and luckily tied it up. I think it was Logan O'Hoppe hit a 2-run bomb, and they could not push another run across, so it ended at 3-3. So unfortunately, if you had the Angels minus a half a run in the first 5, you lost. But again, that's why I ate the extra juice and I took the first 5 innings money line. It was a push, no win, no loss. Garrett freaking Crochet over 7.5 Ks. Guys, I watched this game. He was horrendous. He couldn't hit the strike zone. He wasn't even close to it. It was terrible. He had like 50 or 60 pitches through 3 innings with 3 Ks. I mean, everywhere on X, on Discord, including myself, said this is over. I mean, he is going to be pulled soon. There's no way he's getting there. And then all of a sudden he goes absolutely bonkers and settles down. And thank you, Alex Cora. He let him throw like 110 pitches and go the full, I think it was 5 innings. He got his 8th K, and he had 1 chance, and he got his 9th K. I mean, he went nuts. It was a miracle. It really was. But it got a nice win there, plus 135 on DraftKings for the 9+ Ks at a quarter unit. And then Cole Reagans to record a win. He left the game. He didn't look good. It was because he was hurt. He left the game tied in like the 3rd inning or after the 3rd or something with an injury. Had no chance there. So anyways, there it is. 2-1 day. We'll take a little profit. Hopefully we can build some momentum off that. But that's what we got for the recap. Now let's take a look at the hitter matchups. All right, guys, if you like hitters, today is a good day. We got a lot of good hitter matchups. Marcus Semien leading us off 14 for 43 off Verlander. That's pretty good considering Verlander is actually not a good pitcher now, but he has been most of his career. But we got a lot of big namers like Aaron Judge, 11 for 32, absolutely crushing the ball this year. 4 home runs versus Jose Barrios. You keep going down. He's got Volpe, Cabrera as his teammates hitting Barrios pretty well. Austin Riley, 5 for 13 off Zach Gallen and Melk. And then you go over there to the right side, Jose Altuve, 4 for 11. My Julio Rodriguez, I'm going to call him that. He sucks early in the year. I'm not going to lie. 6 for 11, 2 bombs versus Cal Quantrill. And then Francisco Lindor, as hot as anybody else, 5 for 10 with a bomb off Jake Irvin. And then Jeremy Pena, who's actually been hot as well. He's 3 for 9 off Seth Lugo. Nico Horner up there as well. Gavin Lux up there who's hitting the ball well on a hot streak. And he's also 5 for 10 off Kyle Freeland. So a lot of great hitter matchups. But this is just page 1. Take a screenshot. Now let's take a look at page 2. JT Realmuto starting us off 3 for 8, but another good hitter. Yordan Alvarez, 4 for 8 with a bomb off Seth Lugo as well. Kyle Schwarber down there, 3 for 7. And then we end it with, of course, Victor Carantini, who couldn't wait to bet him, huh? And then Jake Hamburger, 3 for 7 off of Verlander. So a lot of good hitter matchups here today. Again, hopefully these help you out and save you a ton of time. But now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups, and we got 9 of them for you. Jorge Polanco for the Mariners leading us off 0 for 19 with 5 Ks. That's no bueno. Jose Ramirez, 2 for 13. Ian Happ. You see Paul Goldschmidt having a great year so far, but 2 for 12 with 6 Ks off Barrios. Pete Alonso, again, having a great year as well. 1 for 11 with 4 Ks off Jake Irvin. A little surprising there. But Bryce Harper, 0 for 10 versus Colin Ray. I don't know if I looked too much into it. He hasn't struck out once. He just hasn't got a hit off him. But Christian Walker 1 for 10, and Wilmer Flores down there 1 for 10 as well. So that's what we got for all the good and bad hitter matchups. And for the first time this year, let's head out to the pen. All right, here we go. Let's give you a little idea on what's been going on in the bullpen because we don't talk about it a ton. But these are the top and bottom 7 bullpens this season based on ERA right now. So on the left is the top 7 ERAs. On the right is the bottom 7 ERAs. Now, Sierra is something we use. It's kind of a good one for bullpens, but think of it as kind of an expected ERA, how they're doing. As you can see on the bottom, it stands for Skill Interactive Earned Run Average, eliminates factors the pitcher cannot control himself, and helps predict the ERA moving forward. So again, kind of like an expected ERA, but Padres are absolutely dynamite in the bullpen. I mean, we knew they were going to be heading into this year. They have so many arms, it's ridiculous. 1.76 ERA, but Mets, Astros, Giants, Tigers, you see the Astros not only 2.62 ERA, 2.97 Sierra, the best one out here, as you can tell. But Giants having a good year so far. The Tigers, Yankees, and the Pirates. You see the Pirates 3.78 Sierra. I expect them to have a little drop off. But over there in the bottom 7, the Orioles, one of the many problems the Orioles have this year, 4.6 ERA, 4.1 Sierra. And then Brewers, who are known for being or having a great bullpen for years and years, just not doing well as well as their NL Central team, the St. Louis Cardinals. How about a 5.11 ERA? Angels, and then the Cubs. We know the Cubs can hit, but man, they cannot pitch out of that bullpen. 5.36 ERA with the Phillies. Another surprise here, 5.56 ERA. It has been ugly. And then you got the Nationals with a 6.96 ERA. Surprising to see the Phillies, Cubs, and some of these teams and Brewers that are worse than the Rockies right now in ERA. But anyways, the Nationals by far 6.96 ERA. That is terrible. Almost a run and a half different from the next team. But anyways, hopefully this helps you out. Let me know in the comments below. Again, we'll try to keep this going. Maybe we'll do it in the last 2-3 weeks, kind of stats and things like that. But that's what we got for the bullpens. And now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 8 matchups of the day. If you're new to the channel, we got everything: K percentage, walk percentage, hits per 9, and then ERA with expected ERA as well. And then on the bottom, you'll see all the averages from last year because it's a bigger sample size. But we start with Taijuan Walker versus Colin Ray. Nothing special there. Taijuan Walker somehow has a 2.29 ERA. That will not stay this year, I'll tell you that. And then we got Young versus Mize. We're going to talk about that one a little bit later. And then Kodai Senga versus Jake Irvin. Senga's K rate is down right now. Just 4 Ks in 3 straight games. But 0 earned runs allowed in 3 straight starts, so that is pretty dang good. Hence the 0.79 ERA, which is insane. Jake Irvin, having a decent year as well. Jose Barrios, 5.02 ERA with a 5.24 expected. He has 7 earned runs allowed in his last 2 starts, which is 11 innings, 3+ walks in 3 of his last 5. It just has not been pretty. He's going up against a pitcher who's been even worse. Carlos Carrasco Tabasco. 6.5 ERA with around the same expected ERA. Low K rate, a lot of hits given up. He's a Christmas tree at this point in his career. Tanner Houck, 7.66 ERA, but this is huge, guys. A 3.6 expected ERA. He is not a 7.5 ERA guy. Numbers are a little inflated on his ERA because he had 1 start of 11 earned runs given up. So just keep that in mind. He's had 3 or less earned runs given up in 3 of the other 4 games. So he's, again, 7.66 is not really his number, just that 1 game where they let him die out there. I don't know why they let him stay in for so long. But then we got Wisniewski versus Lugo. Wisniewski, 2 or 3 earned runs given up in all 4 starts. 25 Ks in 23 innings. Looked pretty good, actually, going up against Seth Lugo, who's been, decent, I guess, average. Kyle Hendricks, who it can get hit. He has not been hit as much as I thought he would yet, but as you can tell, 12.7% K rate. He does not miss many bats. Going up against Pablo Lopez, who does have a lower K rate so far this year at 20.9. He's usually a much higher K guy. And then Patrick for the Brewers, 2 or less earned runs in all 5 starts this year. He is a big-time fly ball pitcher, though, barely gets any ground balls. And then Matthew Liberatore, he's gone 6+ innings in all 4 starts, thanks to only walking 2 people all season. That's why he has a 2% walk rate. So anyways, that's page 1 of the pitcher report. Take a screenshot. Hopefully that helps you. Let's move on to page 2. And we got 2 lefties, Andrew Abbott versus Kyle Freeland in Coors Field. Andrew Abbott, only 1 earned run allowed in both of his starts this year, 16 Ks and 3 walks. They were against the Pirates and the Orioles, though, 2 terrible hitting teams against lefties. And then Shane Baz, who struggled last start but has had a great year so far, going up against Michael King, who's been very inconsistent with his Ks, surprisingly. 7-8. I think it was a 7, 8, and 11 Ks, and then also 2 games with 2 and 3. But then we got Chris Sale, has been getting hit up. He hasn't gone more than 5 innings all season. 31 hits given up in 23.1 innings. That is your NL Cy Young winner last year. And then Gallon of Milk, one great start versus New York, other 4 starts, 20.2 innings pitched, 17 earned runs allowed, only 16 Ks and 13 walks. It has been horrendous for Zach Gallen so far, other than the 1 start. And then you got Logan Gilbert, the ace of the staff, 7+ Ks in all 4 home starts, 9 versus Toronto. That is tough to do, but 2 or less earned runs allowed in 4 or 5 starts overall. But we got to move down to the best pitching matchup of the year. It is Paul freaking Skeens versus Yamamoto, guys. I mean, Skeens' K rate is down a little bit this year. It's still great, but he's had no more than 7 Ks, 6 or less Ks in 3 of 4 starts now. But still limiting runs, 2.87 ERA. How about a 1.77 expected? Going up against what I think is the best pitcher in the game right now, Yamamoto, 0.93 ERA, 35.2% K rate, 5.6 hits per 9. It has been absolutely insane. He has now pitched 3 straight shutouts. It's 19 innings with 24 Ks. That's against the Cubs, Phillies, and Rangers. So not a bad little matchup there as well. And then Eovaldi versus Verlander. Eovaldi, no more than 5 hits or 3 earned runs allowed in all 5 starts. 0 walks in 4 of the 5 starts. And then Verlander, we make fun of him a lot. Coming off his best start of the season, though, allowing 1 earned run on 2 hits, but struggled otherwise. So that's all my rambling. Thank you for listening. But again, I'm just doing all this to try to help you out and kind of help you out, or at least get you started on your betting each day. So that's what we got for all the research help. Now it is time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Detroit, Michigan, where the Tigers host the Baltimore Orioles. Yes, I am betting on an Orioles game. Again, Ryan's laughing at me. I've won 1 of my last 50, it feels like, but we're going to get a winner here. Tigers money line -126, Orioles money line +108 with a total of 8.5 runs. I'm fading them. Give me the freaking Tigers on the money line -126 on FanDuel. You know what? Maybe I'm a glutton for punishment, but this Orioles team does not look good. Let's talk the starting pitcher matchup first, though. Brandon Young versus Casey Mize. Now, Brandon Young, he's making his second ever MLB start. In his first one, it wasn't pretty. 7 hits, giving up 3 walks, 3 earned runs versus the Reds. That's not a great first outing. Casey Mize, this man has been sneakily one of the better starting pitchers in the AL. 2.22 ERA. What's crazy about that is expected ERA 1.8, even lower, as we just saw in the pitcher report. 0.95 WHIP, so he's not allowing many base runners. That's walks plus hits divided by innings pitched. The once top prospect, Casey Mize, has finally found his groove, just like Stella. But his splitter has been a great pitch for him. 143 average against, slider 118 average against. He's had some really good pitches. He's worked that more into his repertoire this year. Offenses, yes, Orioles have been better versus righties without a doubt, but we gotta kind of pump the brakes a little bit. They have not been as good on the road. They're hitting 237 on the road versus righties compared to 267 at home. They have a 100 WRC plus versus righties on the road. That is extremely average. 100 is average for WRC plus. When it comes to being at home, it's not even close. 164 WRC plus, the number 1 team versus righties at home. Well, they're going to be in Detroit, so that's a little different here. And this is not exactly a hitter's ballpark either. But Tigers at home, how about hitting 261 with a 127 WRC plus? So they are a much better offense at home than the Orioles have been on the road. That's what you like to see. But bullpens, we just saw it earlier. Orioles bullpen has been really struggling. 24th in ERA. Tigers bullpen, it's the 5th best ERA in the league, and they were good last year. It's what helped them get through the playoffs as well. So really, advantages kind of everywhere here, in my opinion, especially with the second ever start for the Orioles starting pitcher. Tigers at home this year, 10-3, just flat out a good team. They find ways to win. They play the game the right way. Orioles 5-8 on the road. And in my opinion, whenever I watch Orioles games, they're always making mistakes on the bases defensively. I've just not been impressed by the intangibles and everything they do. And that's why they've had a tough year. I mean, if you look at the record, it hasn't been pretty. Again, it's early. They can turn it around. But I'm going to take the better team at a small price. So give me the Tigers money line as my first best bet. All right, before we get to the second best bet, I meant to mention it in the intro. It is my wife's birthday today. So leave a comment below. Tell her happy birthday. She is turning 64. I'm just joking. Anyways, we are going out to LA. The Dodgers are hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. Dodgers money line -205, Pirates money line +170 with a total of 7 runs. I'm taking a case prop. Give me Yoshinobu Yamamoto over 6.5 Ks -138 on DraftKings. I don't think this should be a playable line, to be honest with you. So let's just talk about him. He's over in 3 of 5, but the first under was in Japan, first start of the year. He wasn't going deep into the game. And the other under was his only bad game against the Phillies, who have the 6th lowest K rate versus righty. So you get that. But in the other 3 games, 10, 9, and 10, just absolutely shoved versus Detroit, Cubs, and Rangers, who have the 8th, 14th, and 17th highest K rate. So it's not like there was some dream matchup in the top 5 or anything, and he still struck them all out. Or not all of them, obviously, but he struck a lot out. He actually, last game, got 20 whiffs. That is pretty impressive. He's also not allowing a lot of base runners. 0.86 whip, which means he's going to go deep into games. In the last 3 starts, we've seen 7, 6, and 6 innings. That's very important. If you're getting an extra inning, that many more batters to get some more Ks, it's huge. And we know Yamamoto is one of the best pitchers, if not the best, right now in the league. Matchup facing the Pirates, 11th highest K rate versus righties. Some recent righties versus the Pirates. How about Ortiz, 8 Ks. Jake Irvin, 6 Ks. The Yamamoto is 10 times better than both of those. I think he flies over this line, to be honest with you. So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm taking a top 3 starting pitcher when it comes to swing and miss stuff that he has. This line, I think, should be around minus 140 at 7.5, not 6.5. I think he goes close to 7 innings. Give me Yoshi over 6.5 Ks as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Washington, D.C., where the Nats host the New York Mets. Mets money line minus 170, Nats money line plus 142, with a total of 8.5 runs. I got an outs prop. Give me Jake Irvin over 15.5 outs recorded, minus 115 on DraftKings for a half unit. I think this line is a little bit low here as well. Irvin's had a decent season, but he's also been a very efficient pitcher so far. So this season, over in 3 of 5 starts, but he's over in the line in 3 straight, and not just over, he's over very easily. The 2 unders, first 2 starts, 83, 86 pitches. He's stretched out now. He got 18, 21, and 19 outs in his last 13 starts. That is pretty freaking impressive. So he's flying over this. One of those was against the Dodgers. Another one was in Coors Field. No matter how bad Colorado's offense is, it's never easy in Coors Field to go deep into a game. He has a great 6% walk rate. That's why he's a very efficient pitcher. He throws a lot of strikes. That's just what he does. He has a low 1.06 whip. Not many base runners, always a good thing. In fact, in the last 3 starts, he's allowed a total of 3, 4, and 7 base runners. That's how you go deep into games. Now, matchup, facing the Mets. They're not quite in midseason form yet if you haven't seen them. Versus righties this year, 17th in walk rate, 21st in batting average, hitting only 233, 24th on base percentage, 308. So, I mean, this is just a great matchup in my opinion. They do have some good hitters. Obviously, they could have one of those games where they just go crazy, but Mets are above average also in first pitch swing rate. You like to see some quick outs. But righties versus the Mets lately have had a lot of success. Let's talk about it. Zach Wheeler, 6 innings. Aaron Nola, 6.1 innings. Sonny Gray, 6 innings. Miles Mikolas, 4.2. He went under, but he sucks. Palante, 6 innings. Bailey Oberdriver, 6.1 innings. And then Festa, 4.1 innings under. So 5 of the last 7 righties have gone over this line, and by quite a bit. I mean, we're talking Bailey Ober, 6.1 innings. Palante, 6 innings. Those aren't exactly elite pitchers. So I like Jake Irvin just needing 1 out in the 6th inning here. Give me Irvin over 15.5 outs. That is my third and final best bet. Now, I might have some Friday RBI props as well as at least a hitter parlay. I just have a lot of hitters to go through. It's super late right now. Hopefully I can get to some in the morning, although it is my wife's birthday, obviously. So, but just want to let you know, there are some hitter props, hitter bets, RBIs, things like that will be coming. So be sure to check the pinned comments on X and on Discord because there are a lot of hitters to like today, that's for sure. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The 3 best bets so far. Tigers on the money line, minus 126. Yamamoto over 6.5 Ks. And Jake Irvin over 15.5 outs at minus 115. Let's get some winners. I may have it an underdog play of the day as well. If I do, it'll be posted in the pinned comments below. But hopefully we can get a sweep. Let's get a little momentum going, a little hot streak, and carry that into the weekend. But thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate it. Again, any best bets over the weekend will be in the post tabs on our YouTube page, on Discord, and on X, all free places. So just want to let you know since we don't do videos on the weekends. But hope you guys have a great Friday and weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.